Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at The Escapists 2. The Escapists was a very, very popular game that came out maybe in 2013 or 2014. I'm trying to think of what apartment I was in when I did my first video on The Escapists, and I'm pretty sure that was the 2014 apartment. Anyway, that's how I date my life, like the rings of a tree. Regardless, if you're not familiar, The Escapists is, I guess at this point, a series of games in which you play as a prisoner who is trying to make a plan to break out of prison. And it's very sandboxy. The central gimmick of the game is that it's completely open. You know, it's very self-directed. You could, you know, find tools, use tools to chisel a hole through the wall. You could get a screwdriver, bust open the vent, use the vent to, like, crawl out into a safer spot. I don't know if you can, like, sneak out through the laundry or something like that. You could beat every prison guard over the head, take their weapons, and, I don't know, try to fight your way out. But you also could just kind of, like, bide your time and follow routine to avoid arousing suspicion and, you know, eventually come up with some kind of solution that way. I'm being deliberately vague because I've never actually escaped from a prison, but maybe we'll get lucky and do so over the course of this. Let's look at. This is from Team 17 Games, aka the Worms people. The Worms publishers, at least. And this is a preview build. The game comes out August 22nd. It is $20, or it's going to be $20 American. And actually, I kind of did not like The Escapist 1. I kind of like The Escapists 2, and I don't think they're that different. I think maybe I've changed a little bit, and I've met the game halfway, because it does have some repetitive, arbitrary mechanics, but I think the central gimmick and conceit of the game makes up for that, because it is something that's basically completely unique. So I've got a game here that's about an hour in that I'm going to load into. And in a way, I'm doing the game a favor, because I've already built up my stats to the point that they're not so bad, so I don't have to, generally speaking, you have to grind up your stats in this game. So I'm playing as Jules right here, and it's lights out, and I gotta get in my bed ASAP, or these prison guards are gonna start to have suspicion aroused. So what's cool about The Escapists is that you have places that you're supposed to be. It's like you're an actual prisoner. So at 7 in the morning, you gotta do roll call. If you want to avoid arousing suspicion, that means you've gotta come out here and stand out here and deal with the AI who are now beating the Christ out of each other. You're in a prison that has AI-controlled prisoners and also guards, also civilians. There's like a documentary crew. There's janitorial staff, psychologists, people in the job office, etc., etc. There's also some YouTubers like, hey, there's Jacksepticeye. What's up, buddy? We're friends in real life. We talk all the time. Taught him everything he knows. I think there's also Martin in the Littlewood somewhere over here. There he is, yeah. I guess he's not Martin in the Littlewood. He's just Martin Littlewood. Look, okay? North American YouTubers don't talk to European YouTubers. It's like a whole American Revolution thing all over again. Okay, so it's 8 in the morning. I'm just using the keyboard, by the way. You can play this entirely with the keyboard, but using the mouse probably helps as well. Now, to avoid arousing suspicion, I'm gonna go, you know, take this tray and sit down because it's breakfast time, and then we'll start to do some stuff. In fact, I believe now that we've been here for the time that we're supposed to be here, we can start doing our own things today. So one of the things you can do is talk to people, and they got fired. I don't know if I can do that, to be honest with you. You can talk to people and take on quests that will give you rewards, but also, yeah, let's take this one. If you can, you'll get rewards, but also you'll gain favor with that prisoner, so I don't know what that eventually means, but they're probably less likely to punch you in the face. So, in this mission here, we've got to discredit someone. So if you look at that, like, joystick icon on our map, we can discredit someone by placing a vent cover in their desk. And then we got the vent cover in our inventory, so we'll go put this in their desk, and then problem solved. This guy got mad at me, so that has raised my heat meter. It's hard to talk and play this at the same time, to be honest, because there's a lot going on in terms of explanation, but that mission's done, so I believe that we are pretty much good to just start our free time here. Let's do another mission, because that took, like, no time at all. Every time I see this sheet of paper, it reminds me of my ex. Get it out of my sight. I will accept. Destroy Taylor's sheet of paper. I actually have no idea how to do this, but the quest system in the game is really, really, like, fetch questy. Essentially, you talk to somebody, you get an icon on your map that allows you to figure out where you're supposed to go, so we're supposed to take the sheet of paper, and then you just follow the icons. I wonder if we can just destroy it. probably like throw it in the trash compactor or something like that, which I believe is on this floor, right? Trash compactor. This is my, I have an office here because I have a job in maintenance here. Give me a second. Security level was increased because damage to the prison was found. I need my gloves and my mask. Give me a second. Gotta get my gloves. Gotta get my mask. Okay, now interact with this. I'd like to throw the piece of paper into the trash. This might not be possible, I'll admit. There might be an easier way, but this is me just doing my job for free now, so no thank you, sir. Is there a board here that we can interact with? Alright, it just tells you how to do the job. We'll do that during our job period, which is coming up soon. Anyway, the central goal of the game is to escape from the prison, so I actually have a little bit of a head start on that. Over here, there's like, and this is kind of a silly way to escape from the prison is my guess, but over here, I've already started cracking a hole in this wall. I just need to look at my inventory here for a second to see, nah, I don't have any contraband. So I can walk through here, I got no contraband, and I've started cracking a hole in this wall, but in order to actually get any further, I need to get a tool that can get through there, and then I think I need another tool to help me get through the fence on the other side as well. So I've gotten my stats up there in the hopes that I can make this happen, because I can craft items as well via the crafting menu. So I don't want to make a crate. What I want to do, I think I have 70+ intelligence, but what I want to do is create maybe like a sturdy pickaxe, which requires a pickaxe, a stick, and duct tape. So to make a pickaxe, let's go back a little further here. To make a pickaxe, I require a crowbar, duct tape, and like a furniture leg, I think. This is my plan. And this is what's cool about the game, by the way, is that it allows you to execute a plan of your choice. Now, what's frustrating is that sometimes it can take a long time for that to happen, but in a way, that's kind of what's cool about it as well. So it's almost lunchtime here. We have a piece of wood. I don't know if we can use that piece of wood to whittle like a furniture leg, but we'll see. We also have some duct tape in here that I've been hiding. There are shakedowns that the guards will do, so we have to watch out in case they shake us down. They might find that duct tape and be like, hey, what's that duct tape doing there? So let's see if I can, baseball bat. Oh, here we go. Tool handle. So we need a nail file and a stick. So you know what? Let's, yeah, let's do that. Plant wall block in Taylor's desk. I'm gonna basically try to avoid suspicion, which is represented by the third of the three things here. The other ones are health and energy, which we'll use as time goes on. I'm gonna search everybody's desks, because I want to get a nail file, and I want to get a stick. And then we can start to execute. Oh, look at that. So this guy's gonna be real cheese. He's gonna be like, hey, get out of here. Alright, so we got a nail file. Give me a second here. And we have a stick. Does that mean we can craft this? We can craft this. Let's do that. Okay, now we just need a crowbar. And to be honest with you, I have no idea how we're gonna get a crowbar, but we're gonna try, okay? By the way, it takes a little while to kind of get familiarity with the language of the game. For like the first hour or so of playing this, I was like, I hate this. Wait until we get to the strength and fitness portion, and you will be like, I understand why you do not like this at all. But actually, after playing more, I'm like, the elements are kind of boring and samey and repetitive, but the actual overall gameplay loop is kind of enjoyable. And I think Mathis and I are actually going to do a co-op series here, which should be interesting as well, because there is online co-op in the Escapists 2, which is one of the things that has been added. Okay, so we can just get out of here. We've fulfilled our quota. Let's break into somebody's area here, and we'll just dump our goods in. Jar of ink, tube of glue. Now, I always accidentally pick up, like... Oh, no, I need that. I always accidentally pick up way too many gloves. Yeah, sorry, boss. Sorry, I shouldn't have been in there. Okay, we need a crowbar. Where would I find a crowbar? I feel like the odds of me finding a crowbar in somebody's desk are extremely low. So what we might want to do... Oh, you're not supposed to be in there, Jules. You are correct, sir. My mistake. We can look at our map and see, okay, where are we likely to find a crowbar? Probably in like a maintenance area. Mail sorting job? Maintenance, okay. Is there a way to get in maintenance via the vents? There is. Oh man, there are some bugs. You know, it's early access, so I guess zooming doesn't actually change the where the map elements are oriented sometimes. I think we're about to go to exercise, so let's. What would actually 3 p.m. is that exercise? I can't recall. Give me a second here. Exercise time. Okay, this is where I'm gonna harp on the game a little bit. I have listened to Mathis, and Mathis has said that in the Escapists 1, which he played a bunch of, there was stat degradation, so you actually had to do this every day. Whereas in the Escapists 2, once your stats get up higher, they don't degrade at all. So every bit of stat gain that you get is now permanent, so you don't have to spend 20 hours on the weight bench here just mashing Q and E. So this is one mini game. You can mash Q and E and get your strength up slightly higher. You can also come over here, and you can play some hacky sack, kick bag, depending on what you call it. You can see my fitness stat is pretty high here. So we're at like, 98 fitness. I'm just gonna go to the showers here in advance because this allows you to recoup your energy. So I'm glad that I waited like 3 days to do this Let's Look At, because the first 3 days was seriously go to the library, read a book, which is basically just hit E. Go to the gym, press Q and then E. Go to the other thing in the gym, press Q and E rhythmically as opposed to doing it as fast as you can. You know, it got to the point where it was a little on the silly side, I would say. But what to the game's credit, once you actually build up that mechanical skill, you no longer have to do it anymore. So let's rob Jacksepticeye here. And he doesn't have anything I want. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be in here. You can get away with a lot, by the way, but occasionally the police will beat you up and then you'll end up in the hospital. So I want a screwdriver because I can use the screwdriver to access the vents. Now, I'm just gonna go to our map here. This is mail sorting, maintenance is up here. So, there's a vent that leads into maintenance. I think it's dinner time. Is there not a vent that leads into maintenance? Because like, the map is freaking me out. I thought that was a vent, but it might just be a drain. We could knock him out and take his key, I suppose. Alright, again, we're just checking in so that they know that we were there for dinner time. I mean, we beat everybody else to dinner time, so honestly, don't insult me by suggesting that I didn't. We don't need the energy right now, so I don't really care about that. I also don't really understand why it glows yellow from time to time. It might just be because my mouse was on it, but I thought maybe there was something more. So we can't get in there without a key. I do have access to the vents, and let me try to remember how I did this. So I believe I used a screwdriver, and I broke into my colleague's area here, and I ran so far away. Was it this one? It might have been this one. Like, oh yeah, so you can pick up their desk. Yo, don't come back to your cell. I'm busy with it right now. Maybe we lost our progress there. Give me a second. Okay, so you can also, by the way, take the bed sheets off. And then hang the bed sheets up. That way you avoid arousing suspicion. Although I would be suspicious about the fact that they're... Oh, flush items. Yeah, flush items. Flush this piece of paper down the drain, please. Sometimes the controls do cause me some trouble. Yeah, flush piece of paper. Dude, favor completed. All right, so we're gonna equip our screwdriver here. Gonna climb up. It uses, you know, it's just like the real world. Every time you turn the screwdriver, it degrades by 10%. It's a bummer, but, you know, that's just the way the world works. That's why we always end up having to buy so many screwdrivers. The tool never lasts. So we get ourselves up in the vent here. What we're looking to do is drop down into the maintenance room. And steal some tools. But it's clear, like this map right now is actually just incomprehensible for me. It's clear to me I cannot access those through these vents. I've got to go through some different vents. which is particularly unfortunate because I did use like almost all of our screwdriver's durability there. So drop down, leave, and like for God's sakes, unequip the screwdriver because they're gonna be real cheesed off. I don't want to sit down. I want to pick up the chair. I don't know what's going on. Dial 911. What are you holding? Oh my God! I'm gonna loot it. I'm looting. Well, I mean, there's a vent right here. So what if I could snag someone's desk? This is gonna be in broad daylight, so there's a pretty good chance... Oh, I can't steal that? Pretty good chance it's gonna arouse some suspicion, I guess. By the way, I also don't know why there's like a sound glitch going on in the background. What if we just... No, we can't use our screwdriver to break into the door. We gotta think about this. Can we stand on the table in the cafetorium? No. How the heck are we supposed to get up there then? I mean, this is why it's tricky to rock a rhyme that's right on time. It doesn't seem like we can pick up the sofa. And forgive me my indulgence here, but like... It's a complicated game. There's a lot of mechanics to learn. So we can easily get in the vents. Oh, people are real cheesed off now. We can easily get in the vents that are connected to the cells. But we can't get in the vents that are not connected to the cells. And we also can't carry desks from anywhere else, apparently. So we'll probably do like another in-game day here, just because this one hasn't really followed up in the way that I would have liked it to. What is this? You got crates? Can't do anything with those. There's like a weird grill going on there. And it's almost time for our final roll call. So this is both the central strength and the central weakness of the Escapists 2 as far as I'm concerned. You really get out what you put in, and usually that's something people say when somebody doesn't like something that they like, and they go, well, you know, don't you remember what John Lennon said? And in the end, the love you make is equal to the love you take. Wait, the opposite. I had a screwdriver and the dogs sussed me out, so now I have to go to the infirmary. Whoops. You don't die, but you do lose all contraband items, so I will lose my, my screwdriver as a result. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be aimless, and it takes a while to know what you're doing. It's also not the kind of game where you make a plan and it executes within a day. You know, it's very much, Mathis told me at least, that the first time he played, as our health comes back to 100 here, Mathis told me that the first time he played on YouTube, it took him 15 days to complete his escape. So even though our escape is like very rudimentary here and all we want is a pickaxe, it's still taken us a while, and it still might continue to last even longer. So that's the end of our first in-game day. Did we make much progress? I mean, we got a tool. You know, we still have a screwdriver. Oh, they took my... Oh, they took my leg, my furniture leg, because I was holding on to it. Alright, so I've made it to roll call. Let's escape here. I think it's fairly obvious that we're not going to... You cheesed? You cheesed off? That we're not going to escape over the course of this episode is probably a good way to describe it. I wish you could carry the desks out of the room, though, so I definitely want that. The other thing is that, with a lot of prisons and online multiplayer in the game, it seems like if you're a fan of the... why do I keep robbing the same dude? If you're a fan of the Escapists 1, the online co-op aspect actually seems... You know what? Why not take some sheet metal? Actually seems like it could be transformative, you know? Like, it could actually give you even more gameplay than you got out of the first one. Plus, there's something like 8 prisons? I can't remember from the email, but it's not just the same prison and then you go through it in different ways, you know? It's different every single time. Depending on whether or not you choose to play a different prison anyway. So, I mean, let's focus on maybe just getting through one prison here, and then we'll worry about what happens after that point. But all right, so let's you know, orchestrate a plan. Who are you? Flagio. While I swing my arms to and fro like Ralph Macchio. This is probably like staff quarters or something. I never rob these people down here. My contraband items have been detected. Oh, because it's staff only. We also can fight the police. And in theory, we could even beat them up. And then we could take their stuff. And remember, we don't just have to, you know, take their stuff and then shoot our way out of the prison. We could hide it. We could take their uniform and hide it in our desk and then use it to maybe sneak out later, later in the game. But it is fair to say, like, the learning curve in this is quite high, in my opinion at least. And I also think it suffers from the rudimentary, repetitive nature of the mini-games. Like, the stats, I almost wish that you didn't have to grind your stats, and I might be speaking from ignorance here, but it seems like the first 3 or 4 days in the prison, I mean, let's be honest, 2 or 3 days in the prison, you basically are just mashing Q and E to get your intellect, fitness, and strength up, and then after that, you're, the real game actually starts. So in a way, it's kind of a nice break, but I also just wish that maybe they did away with the stat system altogether. I guess we do need that now. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I will also say the tutorial does you no favors. It's tough love. Like, the tutorial basically gives you all the tools you need, and then is like, hey, go over here and press spacebar to break open the wall. So it teaches you, like, it teaches you the rudimentary mechanical aspects of the game, but it doesn't actually, well, that wasn't a smart idea on my part, was it? It teaches you the rudimentary aspects of the game, but it doesn't do a great job of teaching you the meta game, because it almost handholds you too much in that respect by giving you exactly what you need to escape. Well, apparently we're robbing every YouTuber over the course of this. He's got a screwdriver, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Oh gosh. What are you holding? These chips getting out of here. A screwdriver is a very valuable tool for us here. But we're looking for a nail file so we can make another piece of wood. And we're looking for a crowbar, and, you know, I think the odds of us finding this are extremely low. Wait, she's in a yellow hat. Do you think she's maintenance? What's she holding? It was like a compressed gas canister or something. So we're gonna follow her into whatever room she goes into. She might be an inmate working a job right now, but if she can get into a maintenance area, we could follow her in and maybe steal some tools. So let's wait and see what she's gonna do for her job, which will take place after lunch. Can I speak to you, Robin? Job. Unemployed? Why are you wearing a yellow hat then? Let's talk to some people. What's your job? Mail sorting. It's almost lunchtime. At the lunch table, I'm gonna go talk to some people, gather some intel. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might be playing, like, wicked mindlessly right now. That's been half the fun and also a lot of the frustration for me. I wish that there was almost a second level of tutorial that had give you a little bit more guidance, because it just seems like the world is my oyster, and I've probably had my mouse on the screen for way too long here. But it just seems like the world is my oyster, and in some ways that's good, and in some ways it's kind of terrible. Unemployed. Jess. Unemployed. Martin. Unemployed. Hey! Ease up, boys. Job. Unemployed. Cameron. Unemployed. You guys, even I got a job. I stink at this game, and they still let me shove stuff into the trash compactor. No, I don't want to. I know you're a prison guard. Don't make me laugh. Painting. What do I care about painting? Everyone's unemployed in this place, dude. Okay, it's job time. So here's what we're gonna do. Somebody is gonna go to work in this office. We are going to crack them over the head with our screwdriver and try to make, like, a raw escape. Am I trying to keep it, like, on this thing? Because I'm not really... I mean, this is holding it open, but... Oh, you hold it open for somebody else to get in. I see. Dude. Nobody's working this job. I know I'm late, okay? I need another... I know I'm late, alright? Here. I'm gonna take one of these guards out. They're not even gonna see it coming. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into this room. I'm gonna take the bed sheets. I'm gonna place the bed sheets right here. If this works, I'm gonna be a happy man. Now don't... We've done it again. Dope. Okay. Continue with this. We're gonna steal all the bed sheets. We can also do things like make a sock mace. For example, put a bar of soap in a sock and then craft it, and we can make a weapon that'll, you know, beat someone over the head and possibly knock them out. And there's a bar of soap right there, right? All we need at this point is a sock. What I need is a good scrap. Careful what you wish for, buddy. So we've unlocked some new customizations somehow here. Shifted jewels. You know what? You don't understand that you guys are playing right into my hand right now. So we've completely blocked this place off. Now I just find a sock. Trust me. 2 more failed quotas and I'll be fired. You got nothing to worry about, dude. You're probably the best trash inspector we've ever had. So now it's exercise time. Now, you know what? I've decided I'm not going to play by your rules. It's a sandbox. Well, I'm going to build a sandcastle, okay? What is the sandcastle ingredients? Well, the first ingredient is a sock, and the second ingredient is a bar of soap. The crafting menu is large. There's a lot of stuff in there, and half of it I've never seen at all. Probably more than half, to be honest with you. How are you keeping a mop in your desk? That's some, you know, space-age technology. So what's our game plan here? I mean, it's not going super well, I'll just level with you, but my game plan at the present moment is to get a sock, crack a security guard over the head, wear their uniform for ourselves, and then hopefully make a great escape after that point. Alright, so by not making it to any of our recent appointments, they've started it, they got the dogs out on us now. We could also put a battery in a sock, but we're not missing the battery, we're missing the sock. I really don't want to try to beat up the security guard with... By the way, the inventory refreshes in these things, I think. They might not have put anything else in them recently, but I don't want to try to beat them up with a screwdriver. First off, it's just kind of brutal, right? And I know we're arousing suspicion. That's kind of the game plan here. I could always just attempted murder one of our fellow inmates instead and possibly get things going that way. The guards are not super pleased with us right now. So I'll tell you what, buddy. Why don't you do something about it? Jules missed the routine. So the heat is still on. Plenty of cookies. It's dinner time. I don't care about dinner time, okay? The only thing I need to eat is the bones of my enemies. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna smack him in the face. He wasn't that cheesed. Okay, now I smacked him hard. Okay, now we're gonna get in here. I'm gonna ruin his life. There is like a rudimentary blocking system. Under the cover of darkness, we've taken him out. Okay, loot him. Green key, lighter. We can't take anything else. But put the bar of soap on him. So he's about to be resurrected. Oh. I wanted his uniform. But you know what we do have now is the green key. Alright, what do you do with the green key? You find a green door. Oh, the green door is the kitchen. Dude. Suspect in sight? What's a suspect for what? Suspect for what? Lockdown. It's lockdown, so I've accidentally sent the prison into just a devil of a tizzy right now. So we're gonna be chased like outrageously here. These dogs are gonna chase us as well. So that dog has a key on it, which is really just amazing. Engaging suspect. No! Man's worst friend is the achievement I got. So this might be like the actual worst Let's Look At I've ever done. But I hope that I've conveyed what is the central cool part of the Escapists 2. I mean, obviously one of the other cool parts is the online multiplayer, which Mathis and I are... Oh, we're in solitary. Can peel potatoes to be released faster. Alright. Here we go. I mean, we're getting out of solitary mad quick here, so I'm not even worried about it, you know? Even just take a snooze for the rest of your time. The best part of it is also the worst part. It's so sandboxy that it can end up being aimless if you don't know what you're doing, and I think it's fairly clear to see that I really don't know what I'm doing. But I have a plan and I've been trying to execute on it, and I'm, you know, the best thing I can say, honestly, is that I'm really looking forward to playing it with Mathis. It doesn't come out for a little while. I don't know how much is going to change at that point, but I'm looking forward to playing this with some guidance, and honestly, I think I was maybe a little harsh on the Escapist 1 back in, you know, 3 or 4 years ago when it originally came out. I think that this is actually really interesting. I think it's more than the sum of its parts, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The actual, and I said this about Pyre, but I think it applies doubly here. The moment-to-moment gameplay of hitting Q and E to build up your stats is just extremely rudimentary. But they use it to build something that's actually much more interesting in a kind of sandboxy environment here that is very interesting, and I'm sure if you have more time in it, you can make some good stuff happen. Now, I am a moron, and after 4 hours, I've accomplished almost nothing. So this is, again, not necessarily the best look at, but the best thing I can say about it is that it's made me eager to play more, and play more with some guidance, because you know, bring a friend or look for a guide if you're going to play this yourself. I'll also say $20 is the right price for a game that's this robust. Kind of an inverse Prison Architect thing going on. But anyway, thanks for watching. There will be a link in the video description below to go to the Steam page for the Escapists 2. Comes out August 22nd at a price of $20 American. I'm giving it like a mild thumbs up right now. And Mathis and I are going to start playing this. Videos will be up sometime later this week. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.